Good Thursday evening, everybody. It is 8 o'clock. It is time for the daily complete tropical update for the Atlantic Basin. And congratulations, we are now on the other side of the statistical peak of hurricane season, but we have half the season to go. So even though the first half for Houston, Galveston, and really for most of the U.S. has been quiet, the second half, you never know how it's going to play out. So we'll continue to take it just one day at a time. We are here September the 11th. So now we're officially on the downslope, even though we're just barely over the crest. It's kind of like going up a roller coaster, tick, 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 and now we're dropping back down the backside right there. And even though we're dropping, we still are in the statistical peak for the next month or so. Is statistically an active time for the Atlantic Basin. So far, Andrea, Barry, Chantal, Dexter, Ferdinand, all tropical storms, all very weak, very short-lived tropical storms. Aaron, the only hurricane, is the outlier. It was a big outlier. It became a Cat 5, but missed all landmass. The center did not cross over any landmass, so good. It did not hurt people. Forecast from Colorado State takes us to 16 named storms. That would be above the normal of 14. That number 16 would take us all the way to Pablo. So we got a long way to go if we're going to get to Pablo, but you never know how the second half of a hurricane season is going to play out. You never know how the first half is going to play out. Experts at NOAA and the Hurricane Center in Colorado State put out their best guesses, but the tropics and the atmosphere is so complex that you're never going to be able to forecast the correct amount of storms. It's very rare. And then not only that, even if you do get the number of storms correct, you don't know where they're going to form or where they're going to go. So those long-range early season and mid-season forecasts are interesting. I look at them and then I literally just put them to the side and put them away. We just take it one day at a time. And I will remind you, this time of the year, things can change overnight. Plenty of warm water out there. Again, we're in the mid to upper 80s across the Gulf Basin. In the Carib, you've got plenty of warm water, 85, 82, 87 in the development regions there. In what is considered the main development region out in the open Atlantic right there, I'll box it off for you, 84 to 82, so we're low to mid 80s, which is plenty warm. Sea surface temperatures of 80 or above, that's all you need to get tropical development. And so we've got all the warm water in place, no problem. Just so far, there have been some conditions out here that apparently have been enough to lower the expected storm count and intensity. We've been able to track the dust out here. There's more dust coming, but it appears there's also been a little bit of more intense westerly wind shear at the mid-levels, which has aided in disrupting the development of what could have been some storms that never did develop. Kept another couple of them weak, including Ferdinand. And so that's what's been going on. Now, we do have 4 active waves. It's actually 3 official active waves. This one over the Caribbean showing no development. This one over the Atlantic showing no development. This one showing no development. And I went ahead and drew it in and labeled it as wave number 4. It's not officially a wave until it gets out over the water of the Atlantic, but it is going to be a tropical wave. And this one is interesting because it is kicking off some big thunderstorms that are rolling off the western edge, the western coast of Africa. These are the storms that have outflow thunderstorm winds and are kicking up dust even as we speak and blowing it off the western coast of Africa. So even as this next wave comes off the coast, it's got a negative working against it as far as a development chance. The dust is coming with it. It is a layer of dry air. It's sinking air, exactly the opposite of what you need to get tropical storms forming. So we'll see if it's able to overcome its own dust cloud or not. That will be interesting to watch. This is the dust forecast. Now through Saturday, here comes the dust coming off the west coast, and it comes on off, and if you squint, right in here, maybe a little bit of circulation forming right there, but it will be pulling in dust. So again, it could end up being its own worst enemy. It's a vigorous wave, but can you see how the dust curly-cueing into a little area of low pressure trying to form? That would be a dry slot in a developing system, and that might keep it from developing at all. Elsewhere, dust is thin, but look, even behind that, another cloud of dust is forecast to come off the west coast. So I think that's having an effect on reducing storm count and intensity so far. All that being said, here's the way the Hurricane Center sees it this evening 30% chance that that wave, which is over the west coast of Africa right now, develops once it gets somewhere in this region of the open Atlantic main development region. Just set your bearing there, the Cape Verde Islands, Lesser Antilles, and then there's the United States East Coast. So this is all, this is 3,000 plus miles away from the United States. So we have plenty of time to watch it. Nothing at the moment being tracked for development in the Carib or the Gulf. So what does the modeling say on this? Well, the Euro picks up on it, and it does produce a weak tropical low of some strength. That's not until Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So nothing's about to run out of the gate and become a hurricane out here. It's going to take some time. That's where it has a low pressure area Wednesday of next week, still 800 miles, 1,000 miles east of the Lesser Antilles, and at the moment not showing any development in the Carib or the Gulf. That's where we stand as of right now, but I'm telling you, this time of the year, we could wake up tomorrow and there could be another spot, maybe even closer to us, that the Hurricane Center is taking a look at, and things have changed overnight and we could see development. So this is a very busy and very changeable time of hurricane season. And again, I say this every night, your job here, your requirement is to watch a tropical update once a day, every day during hurricane season. That's the price of living in Southeast Texas, because if we do get a big storm, we are very vulnerable to a strong hurricane on the coast and even inland. All right, so looking at stats and looking a little further out, this is a product from the Hurricane Center, and they look at statistics, they look at climatology for this time of year, and then they look at conditions that are there now, and they'll outline areas where maybe it's a little more likely in the long range, the 17th through the 23rd is what they've denoted here, that we could see development. And they've outlined the area here, 17th through the 23rd. And then they have also highlighted the area in the western Carib and into the Gulf. Now this time of year, beginning to get into the fall, into meteorological fall at least, what happens is you'll get this gyre set up, which is just basically kind of a very broad area of low pressure. And sometimes you can get little areas of low pressure that'll spin up off that gyre and actually become tropical storms. So that's climatology. Are we seeing any of that happening right now? No, we are not. This is just saying, hey, this is an area that the 17th through the 23rd is a spot that we will watch with a little more interest as we head into that time frame. Very active, they believe, off the Pacific coast of Mexico. As far as Houston's forecast, we've returned to summer, full blown. Dome of high pressure sitting over us. It'll park itself over us for the next week. So this is what we've got tomorrow. Warm, humid, hot, high temp going to 95. There is a 10% chance for an isolated shower tomorrow, and there is a 10% chance on Saturday. And otherwise, as you look at the extended, it's summertime. It's boring, but given the alternatives, we'll take it. Nice and boring, hot and humid through the weekend and into next week. That is where we stand this evening. Next live broadcast on KHOU 11 News at 10 o'clock. We'll see you then.